All right, hello everyone. So, how's your day? Today is May 9th. It's our election day, and today I'm gonna be cooking Pancit Canton and Sardines. This is gonna be my viand for the whole day. Alright, so as you can see, I've already prepared the casseroles. Alright, now today is also our election day, and while cooking this one, I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about our election day. Alright, if that is okay with you. So, 32.3%. And let's just talk about the history first. Alright? So, we all are Gentiles. Alright? According to the Holy Bible. And unlike Israel, we Gentiles usually have kings, alright, or rulers among us. So the election is really very hot in terms of the region or the locality where the election is being held, because even before, that is in the olden times, before there was a government, so-called government or democracy as they call it, the elections there was no election in the local region in former times. So in former times, there was only the kingpin or the ruler. That is he who has the most resources, or he who is most loved or feared by the people in the locality. He becomes king or ruler of that locality. Alright? So sometimes, in the olden times, they also, that is in other countries, they have what we call knights or kings. And kings usually are also considered as conquerors. They usually are the strongest, and by the process of taxation, that is, when they conquer lands, they usually ask for tributes from the people that supports the rule. So the strongest usually becomes the ruler or the king. And as society evolves, and the people becomes more barren, people began to fight for rulership because of the benefits associated with ruling. That is, gives them more resources for their use, and at the same time, the power associated with ruling. That is, more power, then there can be more choices. Right? So, people are fighting for rules because they want to keep their resources or increase their resources, or they want to protect themselves and their families. Now, as a society evolves, and as people begin to recognize democracy, governments now are being formed through election. But it's just natural that in the olden days, because a locality is still recognizes a ruler or a family, and they're the strongest in their locality. Obviously, the people love them. Or on the other side of the coin, the people also fear them. So, as the fear or love of the people wanes, obviously, people will begin to choose another ruler, or there may be somebody there who becomes more popular than the existing ruler, so that either the people like him to become the ruler, or like to make themselves as ruler of a particular place. And then naturally, the present ruler wouldn't like that, and then because of that, conflict arises. Alright? So, the conflict is but just natural to places or locations where the influence of the ruler there is really great, right? And depending on the support of the people, the existing ruler may either keep his leadership, or I'll lose the support of the people. But because of the existing democracy, some people, there may be some there who would like to challenge the rule of the existing family or the strength of the existing ruler. And that will lead to conflict and violence. Alright? Now, when it comes to the national election, it's not really much of a conflict as compared to the election in the local or regional area. So, especially in the south region of the Philippines, where the people are still not that varied, but it's being ruled by the local chieftain there, where most of the barangays or municipality is, I can say, composed of families and not that varied. The election is basically peaceful, but in areas where there is a saturation of the saturation of families, then there is a greater attention when it comes to the election. Right? So, but just the natural, there will be conflicts when, especially in the local area where there is a family that is ruling the particular area, and then somebody will challenge the rule of the local chieftains there. Alright? So, but as an area, specific area becomes more varied, then there will be less conflict when it comes to the people voting for their rulers. Alright. But looking at our country, the Philippines, where it's composed by so many islands. Just imagine in the olden days when we have no one ruler to rule the whole Philippines. Every island is ruled by the local chieftain or just one or a family. That is every island. There is a specific ruler. Now the ruler may be the one that is an elder or the one who has the greatest fear or love by the people of the place. Excuse me, just get my so that is why we have so many cases of banditry in the country, right? And bandits, because there are places you still don't want to accept the rule of the government or change in their place. But it's a good thing that we now have what we call the indigenous people. It's now being recognized by the government due to their heritage. But that's why it's really important that we become united. There are opponents of what we call the federal form of government, and if you could just imagine the Philippines, our country, now being united by one rule, and then divided up again into so many rulers of specific regions. There will be division, greater division, if the Philippines will be ruled by so many rulers again in a federal form of government as compared to a presidential form of government that we have right now. Because some say that becoming a federal form of running a federal form of government is better than a presidential form of government. Then that will create more division. Among us. So I do not subscribe to those people who like a federal form of government. The Philippines as is already divided. Presidential form of government, so how much more if it's gonna be run by a federal form of government. Alright. Dito ay para ang botante mismo ang magpapasok ng bolota sa BCM at makikita nila ang resibo upang makatiyak na tumatakbo sa kanilang mga binoto. Ayon kay General Director of Youth Affairs na PPCRB, karamihan sa mga natatanggap ng report ay patungkol sa mga sirang BCM at mga taong hindi makita ang pangalan nila sa voters list dahil sila ay deactivated na. Makaraang the Philippines will be united and become a peaceful country rather than a divided one. Alright, so in the election today, I hope that you'll vote according to your conscience. Alright, I'm not telling everyone here, I'm telling you to vote a specific person or a specific candidate, but all I'm just asking, all I'm praying that we vote for someone according to our conscience, according to how we'd like our country or locality to become. Alright? So, bon appetit. So, it's just a matter of adding this one, right, into the Pancit Canton. And I also have the Sardines there. So good luck and God bless to all of us. I hope that we will have a ruler that will make us prosperous and make our country peaceful and unite every Filipino, especially in a time of crisis like today. Alright, so please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and God bless.